Welcome back once again to a DF Retro presentation. A very special one. A very PC one. This is Shiny Entertainment's Messiah, a very hyped game back in the day. And my friend Audi brought this over today to check it out, and he's here with us now. So Audi.
Of course. Yeah, so I found this at the used shop up in Norway, and just heard a voice in my head saying, like, buy thy game, for thy chosen one. Figured it was you.
So we thought today, for something a little different, we would look at this lovely game. We would open this copy of the game and then actually install it and use it on a period-appropriate PC. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So first of all, as you can see, this talks about sex, religion, possession, death. So this is a very serious game.
Sounds like college.
Let's go ahead and begin the opening process, shall we?
Right. So I'm actually surprised you're doing this, though, because this is sealed from, like, when does this come out?
I know. But what good is a sealed game? I have a few of them, but
I don't usually keep sealed games myself.
I'm not a big fan of sealed games.
No.
So here we go. We have this lovely box here. Look at that. That baby face there. So this was a game. So Shiny back at this time they were a huge deal, right? They produced Earthworm Jim. Under Virgin, they had done the Aladdin game and various others as well. MDK was a huge hit. I absolutely love that game. Really smartly made.
Forget Interplay.
Interplay was the publisher
Very
on
good
this.
Publisher. They had Another World, one of my all-time favorites.
Oh, I mean, Interplay has been around for a long time, and it is interesting they got involved with the Shiny for this, because I don't think they were involved in MDK.
Did they also do?
No, it was Playmates Interactive.
Did they do Fallout on PC?
Yeah, they did. So so here we go. Let's pop off that lid right there. Oh yeah.
Were you familiar with the game when it came out?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because I never played it when it came out, but I do remember the promotion for the game. I remember they were touting like the tessellation a lot.
Yeah, there's some interesting technology in here that we'll talk about. So the jewel case itself has a little bit of scratching going on the top there, I guess, from sitting in this box.
In a dusty corner up in Norway.
We've got, it's a double CD game there.
Right.
CD 1 and 2. We've got that weird looking character model there.
If it shows on camera, it's pretty dark.
It's pretty hard to see, but
Yeah.
he's cool looking. So that's the game. We're going to be installing this in just a second. Over here then we have the default keyboard commands.
Yeah.
Very useful for PC games of this vintage, I found.
Especially mid-90s, controls were not...
There was nothing standardized exactly, right? So we're going to be using that, I think, during that. What is this? This is another disc. Wait. Free Oh, okay. It's actually
in the UK,
it's the company Free, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say free internet access.
It looks like the Rapture. Kind of goes with the game, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a free world. Look at that. Okay, we're going to set that all the way off to the side. We've got our registration card here. I forget Virgin was involved in this, despite the Interplay. Okay, well, what's this?
Let me ask you, did you ever send in a registration card?
I filled some out, but I never sent them in. Okay, here we go. If you're experiencing audio or disk swapping issues when launching, blah, 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 it can take up to 20 seconds or so to initialize. Interesting. So it's a last-minute addendum. They wanted to make sure that people understood this.
Kind of unevenly cut and everything.
Now this manual, though, look at this. Wow. Okay, it's not color.
No.
But it's pretty nice, actually. It's not bad.
How does it smell?
So the angel is called Bob. I forgot about that. See, it smells like a manual. It's pretty good.
It's never been smelled before.
We're gonna put this stuff here in the box, and we're gonna leave this stuff out. And it's time to begin the installation. So, okay, if you could hand me the disc there, Audi.
Of
Let's
course.
go ahead and stick something in there. Whoop, take that out. What have we got? So we've got disc 1.
Let's go for disc 1.
Let's go ahead and stick this in the drive.
Should show off the H rating there, because our American viewers are probably not familiar with the
Yes.
H ratings.
So there we go. In we go. Okay, and it should pop up. There we go. So I'm running a glorious 640 by 480 to make capturing even easier. So let's go ahead and install here. Yes, English, United States.
I miss these old install screens.
Yeah, the old install shield wizard.
I kind of feel like now with Steam and whatnot, the individuality of games have kind of left us. Everything is now just synchronized via Steam.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So let's go ahead and hit next. Yes. We'll just do program files. Sure.
Did you usually put your games in program files back in the day, or did you have a games folder?
I think I actually let program files be because a lot of games just liked it.
Yeah,
So,
I just always put them in the games folder.
This is it. This is the fun part. So
we're going to do this in real time.
So again, let's talk a little bit about the history before we get started. So this game was set to be kind of Shiny's big next generation tech showcase piece, you could say.
Yeah.
They kind of flaunted this this technology that would sort of adjust the polygon counts of the models in real time based on what was happening.
The tessellation stuff?
Yeah, the idea was that it could run well on a lower spec PC, but also you'd get increased detail on a higher spec PC.
That's all I remember from the promotion, really.
That was kind of the big thing around it. But then obviously the idea itself, so I mean, Shiny was always about strange designs, I suppose.
Earthworm Jim.
MDK was especially interesting because it was this wonderful fusion of like sort of a dark dystopian world with a really cool visual aesthetic, but it also had a sense of humor.
Yep.
That's very clearly what they were trying to do here. Now, Messiah has actually been in the news recently, if you recall.
He came back?
Well, the popularity of Roblox, right?
Yes.
We know a lot about Roblox. There's the famous oof sound, right? Well, it turns out that oof sound was actually ripped from Messiah during one of the cutscenes where Bob sort of smacks in the ground.
Oh, I see. So that's from there.
Yeah, so this is the audio, like other Shiny games, was done by Tommy Tallarico Studios, right?
Yes, the studios.
So there seems to be some disagreements happening right now in terms of, you know, that sound. So it's kind of an interesting situation to watch. I don't really know what's going to come of it, but either way, Tommy has discovered this and
talked a lot about it.
Talked a lot about it on Twitter, to say the least. So there is some. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but the oof sound itself is actually probably more popular by a huge margin than the game it came from.
Yeah, because I don't think people remember this game too well, but that oof sound is kind of ingrained into Roblox.
Exactly.
We both know a lot about Roblox because of your son, obviously. So
yeah, he does love Roblox. So we're getting through this installation.
But we were talking about sound and Tom Tallarico doing the sound effects, but I do remember that the music in this game was handled at least a little bit by Fear Factory, the band.
I suspect that's just certain tracks.
Yeah,
as is often the case.
The rest I'm pretty sure is just for kid.
There we go.
I'm guessing you never read the README files back in the day either, huh?
Not usually. So wait. It's the first time I've installed on this PC, by the way, and I really don't know what to expect here.
You see some great other games on your desktop, though.
Oh, of course. But right now, we're going to run the Glide version on the Voodoo 2 card. So let's see how that goes.
Yes, did you mention what kind of hardware you're running this on?
So this right now, actually, I've been messing around with different CPUs and motherboards and everything. Right now, I have a Pentium 3 500 megahertz installed rather than a 733. And I still have like 392 megs of RAM in there, which is a lot for this era. Plus, I guess 3DFX Voodoo 2 and the TNT Pro from NVIDIA. TNT 2 Pro. Here we go. Oh, let's see what it does. There we go.
There you go.
We've got it. So what is this? Is that Sacrifice? Oh my god. This is great. So the first time we run this game, it's showing an advertisement for another Shiny game, Sacrifice.
But this was the thing back then, because on VHS movies and such, you know, when you rented the movie, there would all be trailers.
Yeah, it was actually very much an Interplay thing as well. A lot of Interplay produced games did this. And this video doesn't really sell the game well in terms of like fluidity.
No, that's...
This is not brilliant, but actually Sacrifice is a pretty solid game. from Shiny.
I wish I was more of a PC gamer back in the day, because
Shiny's one of my favorite developers of that era.
You've been
honestly.
showing me so many
they
games.
have some issues. Like their games have had issues,
Yeah.
sure, but I'm a big fan of what they've done over the years. Obviously, the game that kind of destroyed the studio was Enter the Matrix.
Ah, yes.
Which did not go well. I assume that came down to like a schedule crunch issue, because they needed to make sure it was released alongside with the film.
And it also had to coincide with the storylines of the film, didn't it?
It did.
Enter the Matrix is interesting. I'm not the biggest Matrix fan, but I do enjoy just how quirky that franchise was.
There we go, finally. Coming fall 2000. Okay. Now I suppose we can get into the game. So we have... Oh yeah, this is that Interplay logo from this era. I always liked this one.
Yeah. It's quite Fallout-y. Huh?
It's kind of fun to see this again, honestly. It's been a while. Shiny.
Oh. What was that guy's name?
Bob. It's Bob.
Bob, yeah.
Bob the Angel. Here's one of the enemies. Let's see here.
Felt like they tried to do a lot with Bob back then.
Yeah, I do remember that. I wonder if they're gonna... I have this little sheet here with the the buttons assigned to the default controls. Oh, here we go.
Tommy Tellerico Studios.
I'm pretty sure it was Jesper Kidd who was the actual guy behind this. Yeah.
So we're on Voodoo 2. We are at 640 or 40. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and do this here. This is all part of the fun of the PC gaming. We're using some of these monitors. The resolution output is always it doesn't stay centered depending. Oh, desired frame rate.
Can it run 60?
I don't know. We're going to find out. Depth buffer Z or W. Okay, well, this. Oh, okay. We'll go with this all for now.
Oh, there it said on the sound settings there. Fear Factory music.
Fear Factory music on.
Yeah, I guess you could turn it off.
Okay.
If you're not a fan of the band, just turn it off.
New game, Disciple, Prophet, Messiah. I don't know. I'll just go for the simplest one because I don't know what to expect yet.
Team Ego.
I think VSync might be disabled, but we'll see. Which is not a good thing. Okay. I love that Messiah logo. It's so unreadable. But it's madness.
It's also quite 90s.
I'm just gonna cut through that actually. We don't need to watch the whole FMV, so let's load. We're getting into the game. Okay, it's switching to Voodoo graphics mode. That's the thing, it kind of ping-pongs between Voodoo graphics and the 2D graphics card. Uh-oh. Is this a moment of truth? Is it gonna work? This is what happens when you do a live play. Wait, I see the heart. Oh,
there you go.
it's in.
Light cop.
That is not 60 frames per second at all. Oh boy.
I can feel like the frustration emanating from John as the frame rate is not 60.
Well, you know, this game never ran that well back in the day either, so I'm not exactly surprised by these results. Oh, look at that. He's sort of warping. Okay.
So here we go.
Oh, okay.
Into the game.
That's not so bad.
Yeah, so...
Okay, so, oh yeah, so you actually start out in...
Frame rate is fairly okay now.
Oh.
I mean, it's
Oh,
dips
I
up
see.
and down, but...
It's a double buffer VSync, so...
Huh.
I wonder if I can actually change that. If I go to options, video, and set my desired frame rate actually to like 30. And maybe it'll adjust the detail dynamic. Oh, nope.
It does not.
Wow, okay. Okay, so we hit F5 to... Oh, what's this? Whoa, okay.
You have come.
Oh, wow, this is bizarre. Okay, that was weird. Okay,
Do you remember that this game was actually announced for, I think, Dreamcast, maybe PlayStation 2, but I do remember at least the Dreamcast announcement. But I believe they canceled it. Unless it's out there.
So let's see here. So if this is ridiculous. So first press combat mode, second press I don't actually have a weapon, so I can't do anything.
That's why. Some guy there.
How do I actually possess anything? It's really interesting. Wow, I haven't played this in so long. I don't actually remember.
Did you play it a lot when it came out?
Nope.
So it was not one of the games you had.
No, I did not have this. I just had a demo.
And figuring out computer controls are just, yeah.
It's an interesting exercise. Okay,
Oh.
cool.
So you can kung fu them.
Oh, I can kung fu. Here we go. Come on, go down. How do I actually pick up? Oh, like that.
It's like watching the worst production of Cirque du Soleil ever.
Okay, so now I have this torch. What can I do with it? Let's go down here. This is really bizarre. Okay.
I'm sure people who play this game a lot
Commanders.
are just sitting watching this right now and just like screaming at the screen what to do. That's the fun of doing Let's Plays. People who know better than you can't talk to you.
Exactly. Oh, can I go up there?
It says exit. It's obviously not one. Is there an open the door button or an exit button?
Hand symbol. Ah, boxes and crates can be detonated manually. Stand in front of the hand symbol and press your action button. So...
There you go.
Please step back. See what happens. Oh, so there's literally a button there just to explode the boxes. I love it.
You got some ammo?
Okay. Doors will either open automatically, or you have to operate them manually. Okay. Okay, oh, it's actually loading in real time in there. That's interesting. Nice shadow. Whoa. Not nice frame rate, though.
Sniper mode.
Use your sniper vision. That's interesting. Don't know how to do that.
I think it just said on screen, John.
What the heck? Uh-oh. It didn't actually say the key commands, though.
Oh.
See if you can figure that out from the card.
Actually, I'll read the card for you.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The performance is horrible right now. What's going on? Okay, that just, that destroyed me. Let's try that again.
I think it's numpad plus. Because that's the... Oh, there we go.
Zoom. Oh, I see.
Yeah, so that would probably be the sniper mode right there. You can adjust the camera tension.
What a strange thing. So I completely was decimated in that first round.
Right, so it says you're possessed, or you're possessing a light cop right now.
Okay.
In order to possess other people, you have to jump into their backs.
So I guess the idea here is I have to quietly dispose of this first guy that I'm using. Man, the tessellation on these models is certainly bizarre. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, so you mentioned that the tessellation basically meant that this game was very scalable, right?
That was the idea, but
So how would that have worked in the console setting then, do you think?
I don't think it wouldn't have mattered. No real consequence. I'm not even sure that a port of this ever actually was underway. I don't believe it was.
It was announced for Dreamcast.
I know, but a lot of games were announced for Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Announced, if you know what I mean. Like, oh yeah, well, we're going to bring it to Dreamcast, but that's not necessarily...
Especially with Dreamcast, you had that Windows thing going on too, so PC games could be ported.
The question is, how do I actually get out of combat mode? Okay, maybe I'm out of it now.
Looks like it.
It's kind of amazing how complicated this game is, though.
This is how I felt about PC games in general during this time, which is why I didn't play them.
So it's weird that they tell you to use the sniper mode there, but you really have no weapon that can actually take advantage of it. So it doesn't even make sense.
Unless we just didn't find it.
So the question is, how can I actually get to a scientist
Without him noticing you.
without him noticing?
This baby character always reminded me of Alan McBeal. The dancing baby thing.
That's right.
I'm very sorry for I brought that back to people's
How can
memory.
I uncrouch? Okay, it's like you look at the key card and it's like stand up. It's like press insert. You know, it's just the keys are so non-standardized and just all over the place that none of it makes sense.
It really isn't like that today.
No. Okay, so I have a scientist now.
So you can get in the door. There you go.
Access
Granted.
granted.
For 6
Now
seconds.
What do I do here? Unlocking gate 4. That's not gate 4, is it? Oh,
Looks like it.
Okay, get this guy.
The guy working out there.
Weapon
A weapon
dispenser.
dispenser. But don't you think that these scientists now will be a little bit... No, these cops will be a little bit afraid of you, won't they?
That is correct.
Oh, so you gotta be smart about what you're doing. Oh, kung fu them. Oh, he's actually burning and running around. Burning Man.
Oh no.
Wow.
No, 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 no! Oh, this stupid game.
You call yourself to the
This is
side?
ridiculous. Okay, this is really frustrating.
You have to leave your frustration in the video. Alright, so
Here we go again.
gave John a massage, got him to calm down, back into the game.
Yeah, this is really difficult.
It seems like a very difficult game, and
Because it's really...
so it has a lot of interesting ideas, but the controls are all over the place. And by all over the place, I mean all over the goddamn keyboard. It seems that nothing really makes sense here.
Alright, so let's give this another shot. This is certainly an interesting... Now, man, the performance is really just not great on this, though, I must say. And these tutorials popping up every time. There's not really... doesn't seem to be any kind of, like, proper checkpoint system here, either.
At least not yet, where we are.
When you die, it's over.
We should mention that we keep dying
Well,
5 minutes into
there's
the
a
game.
quick save. There's a quick save.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, these are awful. Loading.
So this game was like, what, 1999? It's right at the cusp of the 2000, huh?
That's right. Okay. Oh yeah, we can do this.
Alright. We'll be a little bit more future-proof now. So
Okay.
what were you actually playing in 1999? Do you remember?
Oh man.
What was the games of John Linneman's library at this time?
It's actually difficult to come up. I mean, I know Thief 2 probably, System Shock 2. I was getting ready for the Dreamcast, I think.
Right. I think I was probably at the same place as you then, getting ready for Dreamcast, playing a lot of
Okay.
N64 still.
We have the scientist. Let's go back up. Let's see what we got. Okay. I mean, these mechanics are really interesting. I think with a little more polish and like more direction in terms of actually how to manipulate things from the get-go. Because it makes kind of a bad first impression, I think.
Yeah, I'd say so. Having not played the game myself before now. Yeah.
But the concept here is really interesting.
I don't know why, but this reminds me a bit of Anachronox. I mean, it's not the same game at all, but...
No, the atmosphere. I know what
Yeah.
you mean.
That was a great game, though.
I did enjoy that.
Anachronox.
That was really enjoyable, yeah.
Unfortunately,
Here
it
we go.
left on a cliffhanger.
Oh, so now we have to get sterilized in here. Oof, the performance is not great.
Nope. I'm guessing in 1999, releasing a game like this, though, probably had some negative reception in certain communities, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, oof. Okay.
This is
So
gate 5. Your head is still ringing.
it continues to do that.
It will ring until you press I5.
Okay. So there we go.
And now scientists
Okay,
with a gun.
they're not gonna let that stop, are they? You have to press that. That's kind of a pet peeve of mine, where the game doesn't give up. Like you have to press the key, and it will not get rid of the error message until then. So this is a cool looking area, actually.
Right.
Weirdly enough, like looking at this reminds me. This feels like what you might expect Doom 3 to look like if it had been made years earlier.
Many years earlier, yeah.
Because it has like a similar aesthetic. These tiles on the floor, for instance.
Yeah, so there's a bit of Doom, a bit of Half-Life, I'd say, with these machines in the background and whatnot.
Cool. That's interesting.
I think they heard you now.
I hope not.
Oh, so you can jump over the lasers? Is that it? We just figured out a puzzle together.
There we go. There we go. We got some fog up here. Take him
Oh,
out.
so you're engaging that guy.
Yep.
So he had a special gun there. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh, that's the thing that kills you.
It cleans up the... Oh, it cleans up the body.
Oh, I see.
That's interesting. Okay, so here I am. So, I guess
Clipping. Yeah, so he can fly, can't he? Yeah, there you go.
Okay. It is kind of awesome controlling Bob. Okay.
So his animations run at a much lower frame rate, don't they? Because I can see kind of like this weird...
No, I don't think they do. I think it's just the frame rate's really unsteady here.
Oh, is that it? Because he seems to have like some choppy animations.
Oh, that's interesting. So what are we doing down here? Okay. Wow. Oh boy. Can't do any. Oh, I see.
Fan repositioning.
So we get to reposition the fans and use Bob to get up there somehow. So I mean, I really see the legacy of stuff like MDK in this, like what they're trying to do. It just feels like the technology wasn't there. MDK's engine was really impressive for the time.
When did this come out compared to MDK 2?
I mean, MDK 2 was not made by Shiny, right?
Right.
That was BioWare. And that was, I think 2001.
Okay.
Here we go. Wait, what can I do here? Oh no, is it too high?
I'm guessing you have to reposition them in different levels in order to create like a pathway upwards.
Oh, hello, Bob.
Yeah, so look at that.
Oh, look at that. It's the tessellation stuff in action. Yeah, he does look fairly rounded there, at least his protruding tummy. Wow.
I gotta say, it's not the most attractive main character for a video game I've ever
No.
seen.
It is not.
And I like Bubsy. Oh, so it can even go higher. So yeah, there's something going on here.
Oh, this is fairly tricky.
So we gotta get them to come down again.
Yep. There it comes.
Whew. Puzzles. PC game puzzles in the 90s.
Yeah.
This was not my favorite genre of game. I was much more of a fighting game guy and that sort of stuff. These things I did not have patience for. But I'm glad I can now.
It's rather difficult to play a game like this in the Let's Play environment like we're doing
It
here.
certainly is, which is why we're using the magic of editing.
Okay, so bring this back down. Okay, let's try this. All right, Bob. What about Bob? Here we go. Yeah, the performance is really rough in this game. I remember that being the case, though. It always was.
I guess we just gotta pretend we are in 1999 right now, and then it's actually great performance. Can I just mention I'm happy you're the one playing this game?
Yeah, I mean, I can see why people would have been frustrated with this and rewarded it with less than stellar scores.
So, I mean, we can definitely see, though, that there's something to it. There's some...
I see what they're trying to do. I can appreciate...
Gameplay-wise, and also stylistically, just... while we're not a big fan of Bob, either of us right now, I mean, there's something to him. I still remember him to this day.
Whoa. Oh,
That's where he came from, right?
Yeah. Can I get through that?
There's only one way to find out. Quick save. Oh, so there's some fat guys up there. Radiation workers. Oh.
Okay. Restoring power to console. I'm not sure I've ever made it this far in Messiah. I just don't remember.
Oh, so you can have played this much at all then, huh?
No, not really. Just the demo. But it's a game I was always fascinated with. So I really wanted to see this being played.
Yeah, I just remembered all the promotion for it and like Edge and all these magazines and whatnot at the time. So I always remembered it.
And I can understand why, because I mean, Shiny's track record at that point was really quite something.
Yeah.
Get out of the way. I can see. I feel like once you get more used to this can be quite interesting.
So disregarding the fact that it was canceled, though, had it come out on Dreamcast, do you think it would have been better remembered today, or do you think it still would have just been...
I'm fairly confident that the Dreamcast version would have been awful. Based on what I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
In terms of performance, I think it would have been a really choppy, ugly game. Not a great version. It just seems like this engine technology is not well suited to... Okay, let's see here. 40. Oh, wow. Like, even the elevators are complicated. Not really, but you know. Okay, actually, yes.
It is complicated. How to use an elevator in Messiah. Google it.
He just told me. It said press the use button or whatever, and then up and down.
Maybe at the same time? Do you have to hold it in?
Oh, you can only... Okay. Yes, you do.
Figured it out. Another puzzle figured out.
Wow. Yeah, this is from such a different time. In comparison, the MDK's controls were really relatively simple. It was a fairly complicated game, but it was really streamlined. Okay, so I'm down here. Oh, they have sort of three-dimensional liquid. That's pretty neat. Look at that.
Yep.
I like that. Okay, so what are we doing down here in Radiation Land?
Yeah, you and water effects. You're quite fond of them.
Yes, as always.
Insert link to your water effects and retro games video.
Exactly. Okay. Open this.
We should always mention when we're doing these Let's Plays that we're just having fun in between doing DF Retro episodes, so working on bigger stuff. We warned you.
Oh no.
They didn't really warn us, did they?
Bad guys. Okay. So I probably couldn't... So when I went that one way, they got very angry at me. Gate.
Remotely locked. Oh yeah, he's saying something to you.
Okay. There we go. Now this dude. I love this guy. Where'd we go? Hello, gentlemen.
Just passing through.
Okay.
Yeah, we should know. We're not really hearing the sound too well, so if there's some audio cues where
Yeah, we're kind of keeping it down in order to facilitate a nice recording.
So,
Big question is, what if I do this and then...
take on this lady.
Oh, yeah. She looks like a nice commander. Okay, gate already
That
unlocked.
guy's got style, the way he
Look at
walks.
this. Okay. That's interesting.
This thing's overheating here.
Interesting.
Very Star Wars trench run style on that briefing.
All right. Now that gate is open, and I've got a commander.
That scientist just hanging out.
Oh, it's here again. Your head is ringing. Okay.
So we'll give you new messages per press, yeah?
Yep.
It's got some lore.
It's cool. Actually, this is starting to feel somewhat more compelling. It just has a really rough start. If the performance were smoother, this could be a lot more enjoyable. This is definitely a game that could benefit from like a proper remake, re-envisioning. The idea is still unique and interesting.
So you mean like the possession stuff and whatnot?
Yeah.
Well, you kind of have the Mario Odyssey.
Oh, look, it's the introduction area. So it's all connecting together. I loop back here. And yes, it opens up for her. Interesting, they're basically
They're shooting you.
Oh no, why are they shooting me? I didn't do anything. Dang it. I was making such good progress too.
Yeah, they really don't like Bob. No.
The big issue right now, at least in this PC, is like every time I get into trouble with the action, the frame rate goes into the toilet.
Did they all kill themselves?
Yes, they did. They exploded on the barrels.
All right. You meant to do that, right?
Yes. Bob guided me. Let's go this way. He's got like a railgun. Ooh.
Yeah, that guy up there.
Oh!
Could have possessed them.
Well, I think that's going to do it for this one. It was an interesting run. It's probably the first time I've done a Let's Play where I really hadn't played the game at all for 20 years. And had never really played that far to begin with. So, but seeing this technology in action again, look at this. It's very weird. I would love to see a wireframe of what's happening under the surface. The way these models adjust themselves, it's so bizarre. Look at that. It does, like, with the texture style and the weirdness there, it looks like they're trying to give almost like a pre-normal mapped, like, normal look to it.
Yeah.
Like, if you see that, wow, it's such a strange style. But yes, so, based on what I've seen then, it's a very interesting concept. Maybe not 100% successful.
Frustrating
Kind
first
of
hour.
frustrating.
Yeah.
But there's potential here, and I kind of want to play some more, maybe tweak it a little bit, see if we can improve performance. But yeah, for now, I think that's going to do it. So thanks for joining me, Audi.
Oh, no problem. All the time.
If you guys enjoyed this, as always, we'll be back with more proper DF rushers eventually. But for now, give us a like, subscribe, all that goodness, and let me know if there's any other games you'd like to see us sort of tackle in this way.
Or install.
Or install in this way. And until next time, this is John and Audi signing off.